Hi and welcome back to another week of Sea and Sailing Jam, and it's a week where we started off doing very well and making huge advances, getting things ready, and we are nearly ready. Unfortunately, it's also a week of uncertainty because there are two jobs that are outstanding, and those two jobs might just be what stop us getting off the dock for quite a long time. So let's start by looking at what we did achieve, and then we'll talk about those two jobs and see why they're causing us a problem, and what that could mean to me actually going sailing. So the first thing that happened this week were these. These arrived, my brand new sails from Zoom Sails, and they went on without any problems whatsoever. Yeah, come on. So the sails went on very quickly. As I say, that was right at the beginning of the week, and the next day the Chinese New Year holiday started, so everything just stopped. Currently we've got the sails on. Things still need tensioning. Some of the running rigging still needs doing. That's going to be done this week, no problem at all. So that is not something that's stopping us getting out. We'll have full sails, full rigging, all complete within the next couple of days, so that's not a worry. Now, if you watched some of my early videos, I mean, I haven't made that many, but there were some very early ones, and we had a discussion then about the self-tacking jib. We have here a setup for a self-tacking jib, and I was quite keen to use that, but there was a lot of back and forward with the sail maker, and they eventually convinced me that that wasn't a good idea, and a self-tacking jib would just be too small for the area around here at least. And so the eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed that we actually have a 120% Genoa. So the next job was all to do with this fella here, the anchor, and the anchoring setup. Now, this is another big change, well not a big change, but this is another change to my original plans. Once again, if you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll know that I did plan to put a windlass on the boat, and that's sort of changed. There's a number of reasons for that. One of them was there was a windlass in the boat. It was sort of misrepresented, let's say. When I actually got it out, it wasn't in the best of conditions, and if you're going to have something like that, I think really you need something reliable. Also, the difficulty of actually putting it on, where we've got this trough in the bow of the boat, needs building up. And probably it's better, or at least I think it's better, to spend a bit more time planning that and thinking about how we're going to do it the correct way. There's a number of ways to do it. People have spoken to me about it, and yeah, some of them sort of like not the easiest ways to do it. Some of them require quite a lot of materials to do, and so currently I just don't have those materials. I'm not 100% sure of how I want to do it. When I do it, I want it to be right, and I want it to be right for the future. So yeah, currently we're going to be pulling it up by hand and seeing how that goes. I mean, when we do get out, there's a number of different ways of actually raising the anchor. I've got a number of different methods that I have in mind, and people have suggested it's going to be quite an entertaining couple of videos of me trying to get anchors out of the mud, I would have thought. So yeah, look forward to that. Okay, so back to the main video, and I will let me from the past explain exactly what's going on with the anchoring system at the moment. So the boat came with 40 metres of 8mm chain. Now on most occasions that's going to be enough, because most of the anchorages in the areas that I'm going to be going to start with are about 5 to 6 metres. So 40 metres is enough, but I was advised, and I agree, that I need some extra just in case, because if we're in bad weather or something like that, we're going to have to put out more scope, and it may go over the 40 metres. So what I've done is I've got 40 metres of 14mm 3-strand rode, and we have attached that to the chain. So that's something, another job completed. But one of the things that I wasn't thinking, and I don't know whether it's a common thought or not, but I've been advised by some people with a lot of experience that I should not just let the rode go into the anchor locker and sit at the bottom of it. The basic problem is if the rode is sitting at the bottom of the anchor locker after it's been used, it's going to be wet. It's not going to dry out quickly, and it's going to be sitting underneath all the anchor chain, and with galvanized anchor chain that's not a good thing to do. So my next job is to do something in the chain locker to try and make sure that the rode doesn't just sit in at the bottom of the locker. What has been suggested is that I put something in there with a couple of hooks at the top of the locker, and then when the rode comes in, I can just tie it or put a cord around it and hang it from the hooks, and then it's not underneath the chain. It sounds like an awful lot of inconvenience, but I think what we've got to remember is that the rode is not going to be used that often. It's going to be very, very unusual for that rode to actually get used. So it's not something you're going to be doing every time you up anchor. It's something that you will do very, very occasionally when you know you're going to be in a deep anchorage or a bad weather anchorage. So yeah, that's my next job. Well, this is not going to be particularly what you might call a pretty job. It's something which is a make do and mend. Eventually the rode will go, and new chain will be needed. The chain is, well, okay at the moment. It's not too bad, but there will come a time, yeah, fairly soon, where I'm going to need new chain. So After that, I'll get a much longer chain, and we'll get rid of the road. So this is just to tide us over until that time comes. So I've got this this spare bit of wood that's been knocking around. A couple of hooks in it, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy it onto the side of the chain locker. I don't want to put holes in the chain locker because that in the future is going to cause me problems, and this will not be carrying an awful lot of weight. The road doesn't weigh an awful lot, so it's just there as a temporary measure. It's just there to support a bit of rope, and that's it. So that's what we're going to be doing. And there we go, all the chains back in, the road's in, and hanging at the side. So it's all nicely organised now, and we can close it up, forget about that, until we go and actually use the anchor. Okay, so that's pretty much what got achieved this week. Not too much, but some very, very important jobs and things that we need doing before we actually leave. So at the beginning of the video I mentioned there's a couple of problems, and these are them. The first one is this little beast here. This is my Soleil Mini 29 engine, 27 horsepower. It was a refurbished engine. Everything should have been absolutely fine with it. But it doesn't seem to be putting through enough raw water for cooling. I think I've mentioned this before. Now, hopefully it's a fairly simple job. The sea strainer at the moment is sort of hanging loose. Ignore that. I've been I took it off, and we've taken the pipes off, and we've checked the through hole fitting to make sure that we don't have a blockage there, and we don't. So there's not that much that could possibly be wrong. There's two real possibilities. The first one is the impeller. Once again, it should be a nice easy little job. Unfortunately, what were you thinking, Soleil, when you designed this engine? The impeller housing is actually, what's down here? I'm not sure. I don't think you can actually see it, but the impeller housing is actually round the back here, and it's facing backwards. Okay, that's not the end of the world. We can lean over the engine and get to it. Unfortunately, even though it's a reconditioned engine, somebody has rounded off one of the bolts at the bottom of it, so that's causing me a few problems. Not something that's going to stop us getting away. What is I just can't get spares for this here. And I should say the other possibility is the heat exchanger. I mean, I hope it's not that, because that becomes a much more expensive and bigger job. But if it's the impeller, yeah, I'm just having real difficulty getting parts. So I did actually order them. I ordered them directly from Soleil, and they are coming UPS. What's the problem with that, you say? Well, the problem is they were supposed to arrive over a week ago. Yeah, over a week ago. Then we had Chinese New Year. Okay, so the country, or the country more or less shut down for Chinese New Year. So I can understand there was a delay. So it's supposed to be on Monday last week they were supposed to arrive. Then it got delayed until Friday, and now I've got a message to say that apparently this island is a remote part of the country, and they don't often deliver here. And so even though the parts are in transit, they will let me know when they can deliver. So at the moment, no firm delivery date. Okay, what's the problem with that, you say? You just hold on and wait for the parts to be delivered. Well, something that is not often mentioned on these sailing channels on YouTube is visas. And the reality is that whenever you come into a country, depending on where you are, what your nationality is, you have a certain amount of length of visa that you're allowed to stay for. When I came here, it was 90 days, so near enough 3 months, and yeah, I'm nearly there. I have very, very little time left on my visa before I have to leave the country, and I just don't know whether things are going to come in time. So it may be that I'm going to have to leave the country, fly out, maybe go back to Thailand for a couple of weeks. That's the other thing. If you want to come back and have a reasonable length of visa, you have to fly. Going over land borders doesn't really cut it, so you can't just jump out and jump in, if you like. You actually have to be gone for a certain period of time. So generally you need to be gone for a week or 2 weeks, come back, and then you can restart a visa again. So it could be that I'm going to have to leave the boat here, go back to Thailand for a couple of weeks, and then fly back in, which I don't want to do, because I mean, time adds to the time I'm in the marina, adds to the marina costs. Then I've got the flights, then I've got the travel, then I've got, well, there's all sorts of things, so it becomes a very expensive thing to do. So thank you very much, UPS. You're probably going to cost me in the region of about £1,000, just because you can't deliver when you said you're going to. So yeah, that's my major problem, and it's just something that's so very silly that it shouldn't be happening. Unfortunately, the plug on this doesn't fit with my chart plotter. I need a different plug for it. There is an adapter available. I did order it some time ago. In fact, I ordered it a month ago. Now this is another thing that fits with the shutdown, the Chinese New Year holiday. Probably it's here, probably it's waiting for me, but everything closed for most of the week, and the shop that I'm waiting for, the chandlery that I'm waiting for, they haven't opened yet, and they're not going to open until Monday. So I'm hoping that on Monday I can call them and they'll say, oh yeah, it's here, just come and pick it up, and I can do precisely that. So hopefully that won't be so much of a problem. But as I say, at the moment, UPS, I just don't know what to say. How do you contract with somebody to carry a parcel and deliver it within a certain period of time, and then when it gets into the country that it's supposed to be going to, just decide to say, oh, I don't know, we'll deliver it when we feel like it? It just doesn't seem like good business to me. But then, you know, they're UPS and I'm not, so what can I say? Anyway, hopefully by next week I'll have some better news. If we can get these things done, then really and truly another 2 weeks and I'm out of here. And this has always been planned to be a sailing channel. It's never been designed to be or imagined to be a boat refit channel, and I don't want it to be. I want to be out sailing. So hopefully stick with me, and a couple of weeks and we can start exploring some of the local islands and start exploring Southeast Asia properly by the sea. That's what I'm looking for. So on that low note, we're going to finish for this week, and don't forget, please subscribe. I need you more than ever at the moment. I really need some good news, so please click that little subscribe button for me, click that little like button for me, share with people who you think might be interested in this. I would love to get more subscribers and actually build this channel properly. Those of you that are watching and have watched, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. It really makes me feel so much better about things when I know that people are actually showing an interest and want to watch these things. Apart from that, I will see you next week, hopefully still in Langkawi in Malaysia, possibly back in Thailand the way things are going. But yeah, there will be a video next week, whatever. If you want to see where I live normally in Thailand, yeah, maybe we'll make a video of that, and we can have a look around there. It's actually quite a nice area. You probably quite like it. One of the biggest national parks in Thailand, just up the road from me. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and whatever happens, I'll see you next week.